Hello students, welcome to Learning Practice Institute, the Institute for Complete Learning, and here we will start the chapter 2 of our science of class 7. So here in chapter 2 we will read about the nutrition in animals. Last in chapter 1 we read about the nutrition in plants, and there we read that how do plants used to take the food and how do they replenish into themselves and how do they used to take the nourishment at last. So in the same way we will go for the animals, but we know that in animals they have a different type of digestive system, and according to their digestive system as well as their food habits, according as well as their body structure as well as their habitat, they have a different type of food, and they also take the different food, and whereas the food is digested in their body in different way. Got it? So let's go for it. First of all, we are going for the chapter. We have to write the chapter name, that is nutrition in animals. Fine. Nutrition in animals. First of all, whenever we are going for the nutrition in animals, we have to learn the basic part of it, that is what are called nutrients and what is called the nutrition. So let's go for the definition of the nutrients and nutrition. First of all, when we will go for the nutrients, what is called nutrient? Nutrients are the components. Nutrients are the materials, those which are inside the food items. And whereas we are taking the food items, at that time, the nutrients, the materials, those which are going inside our body, and it helps our body to make it healthy, powerful, strength, and it has the immune power to protect against different type of viral diseases and bacterial diseases. Okay, so these all materials are known as a nutrients. So it means that we can say the materials or the substances that are taken by the food items, and it is help in our body for becoming us much more healthy, stronger. So all those substances in the food items are called as nutrients. And what is nutrition? The nutrition is the process of intaking all those materials. It means the process of intaking the nutrients along with the food items into our body is called the nutrition. The process of nutrients intaking in our body is the nutrition. Okay, so when we are taking the nutrition, how it will work? We know that nutrients means different nutrients are present over there, that is carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins, right? Carbohydrate, protein, fats, minerals, vitamins, all those nutrients particularly are there in different combination in different food items, right? So when in our daily diet different food items we used to take, it means we are taking different, means in different type of nutrients at a time in our body in a regular basis, not in irregular basis. Regular basis taken means we are making our, or we are helping our body to nourish properly in a regular way, so that we can prevent ourselves from different type of diseases, right? And we can also become stronger, much stronger day by day, and we can grow well according to our age. So all these things can be happen only by nutrition and the nutrients. Next, when we are intaking the food, it means when we are taking the food nutrition as well as the food is going to our stomach, and we know the basic structure of our digestive system. At first the buccal cavity, then the food pipe, then the sac-like structure, that is called the stomach. We know that stomach is the ultimate part of our body, of our digestive system, that helps to digest our food, right? So when our food is going to digest or allowing in the digestion, at that time what happens? That time, okay, if I say from buccal cavity, when from food we are taking the mouth, that time it is chewing and the saliva is also mixing along with it. So it means from the primary level of the digestive system, the food is becoming from its complex substance to simpler substance. Complex substance means suppose you have taken a piece of roti. Suppose this is a roti and you have taken a piece of it into your mouth. So whenever you are giving in your mouth, putting in your mouth, and then you are chewing this part, it means this portion was solid, this portion was solid, but you have makes it a clay like structure, no? A clay like structure, because you have chewed, your teeth helps to chew it properly in a granular or granular matter, granular substances. Not only this, the all those granular substances has mixed along with the saliva, so it makes a patchy like or gums like or you can say clay like substance. So now it is easy to engulf. Got it? So it means that the process of intaking food or the process of converting the complex substances into simpler substances through the intestinal process or through the digestion, through the digestive system, is known as the digestion. So if we go for the definition of the digestion, we can say the process of conversion of the complex substances into simpler substances with the help of our digestive system is known as the digestion. And where it is happen, it starts from our buccal cavity. Okay, it starts our buccal cavity and ends at the large intestine. Got it? So this digestion system helps to nourish, to break down the complex system, complex food items. Suppose these are the complex food items. If we go for the scientific way, so these are the complex substances, those which are neat like structure. It is very complex, and when it comes in our body, that time all these things, all these bonding are breaks down by the help of the body juice, by the help of the enzymes, and with the help of the teeth, and all those becomes a simpler substance, the simpler form of it. Okay, so it means from complex to simpler it moves. This is the digestion process. Got it? Now the digestion of different animals varies. I have already told in the earlier that according to their body parts, according to their food habits, according to their habitat, their food habits and their digestion process totally different to us. Got it? When we used to take the food, we used to chew. Got it? Amoeba, when it take the food, that time it catch. Got it? Whenever ants take the food, that time they used to scrap. When butterfly used to take the nectar, then they used to suck. When mosquito takes the blood from our body, they used to suck. So it means they are intaking the food habit in different way. Got it? And after that their digestion also different, because our digestive systems are not equal. Got it? We have a very different type of digestive system, and their works are also in different way. But here we will read about our digestive system, means humans digestive system. Plus when we will go for the digestive system, you have already read in class 6 and in the earlier classes also, in a primary or basic manner you have read it. Then so there is not a new thing. So let's go for it. First of all, buccal cavity. Through buccal cavity, after that the food pipe it comes out. In a very simpler way, I am just drawing. It's a food pipe, suppose, and after that a large sac-like structure that is known as the stomach. Got it? Stomach. After that, from here we just watch a spring-like pipe structure. It's a spring or bubble shaped. So draw like this. It's an end and it's also a part of end where it's a tail-like structure. Okay, we will discuss about it afterwards. Now here few pipe-like structure inside it, those which is connected with the bigger one. Okay, so it is the common part of it. Then here is the another organ that is connected with a pipe, and here is a leaf-like structure. So it's the basic part of our digestive system. Let's come to the first portion. Okay, so if we go for the leveling of this part or the entire digestive systems part, then we can leveling here. It is the buccal cavity, food pipe, liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, then large intestine, then small intestine, then anus. Okay, so few basic levelings we have already done. Now it is the entire part of the digestive system of a human body that helps to enter the food or allow the solid food items or liquid food or whatever you take, and that should, if there is the nutrients, it takes inside it. After that, few different parts are there in our body that helps to chew it and makes a clay-like structure, and then it is engulfed, then stomach, and through stomach few type of juices, body juices, just like the liver's bile juice. Then here it is the protein factor is there, and the HCl is present also. Then the gastric juice. So all those things are juices are mixed along with it, and these are simplest substances, and the nutrients then it is taken through the small intestine, you will read afterwards. Then the waste particles moves through the large intestine, and the salt and water is absorbed through it, and the waste particles comes out or ejection. Through ejection it goes out from our body. So it is the entire part of our digestive system. Let's go for the detailed part of each part of it. Okay, so let's start along with the first part of our digestive system, that is the buccal cavity or the mouth. We know that whenever we are entering the food inside the mouth, whether it is solid in form, that time it is adjoining or it is mixing with the saliva, right? It is mixing with the saliva that is coming from the salivary gland, okay, and it helps to chew. What is helping to chew? Teeth. So it means that the teeth is helping to chew the food from complex substance to simpler substance, and it makes a clay-like structure, a very granular-like structure, and all those granular molecular-like structures, food particles, are mixed with the saliva, the enzymes, and this saliva used to make it clay form. Got it? Now there is also a main function of it. Do you know that saliva works to break down the carbohydrate? There is one nutrient present in the food item that is called the carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrate. So if the food that you are taking, if it contains the carbohydrate, and then on that very time saliva, okay, it means the salivary gland comes in contact to it, and it helps to break it down. And what it makes? It makes common or simple glucose. Okay, so it means from carbohydrate, the salivary glands, when it mixes along with the food item, it means the carbohydrate related food, then it break it down and helps to form the glucose. Okay, so it means the carbohydrate base, suppose the roti you are taking, a roti or rice you are taking a piece of it, then when you are chewing, automatically all those carbohydrate forms or nutrients which were there, they have converted itself with the help of the salivary gland. Okay, and it came as the glucose, and when we are engulfing the food items through our esophagus, so automatically the glucose based food, we will not say after that it is carbohydrate based. No, it is glucose based food we are intaking inside our body. Okay, so it is the main function of the buccal cavity. Now look, in the buccal cavity, few another organs or peripheral organs are present. Which organs? Peripheral organs, because these organs are assisting us to break or chew down the food. Got it? And those parts are, number one, that is teeth. Okay, so if we go for the primary learning of the teeth, we have read in class 3 that how many type of teeth are there. There are two types of teeth. Okay, mainly means according to its grow. There are two types, that is number one, that is milk teeth, and number two is permanent teeth. Okay, number one is milk teeth and number two is permanent teeth. Milk teeth, it is for the during the childhood time it comes, and at the adulthood when all those milk teeth fall down, after that the teeth that grows, those are called the permanent teeth. Okay, now if we go for the structure of the teeth, how many types of teeth are there in our mouth right now? There are 4 types, right? Number one is incisor. Number one is the front 4 incisor. Then the pair of two pairs, there are canines, this corner. After that 2 are premolars, and after that the 3 pairs are molar. So now come to the structure of the teeth. If we go for the structure of the teeth, there are 4 types of teeth are present, right? That is the incisors, canine, premolars and molars. And how many are there? Look at it. In incisors four are there means in if it one part I say, so in one part four, the front four teeth are the incisors. After that two canines are the both two parts, then premolars by two in different part, and molars by three in different part, okay, in the same stage. So it means total 16 are there, and at the both part 16 to 32. So it means the total part of the teeth we have got, and these teeth's functions are also in different way. Number one, incisors, it helps to cut the food. Number two, canine, it helps to tear the food. Number premolar, it also helps to tear or chew the food. And number four, molar is chew automatically. It helps to chew or grind the food. Grind, okay, it is chewing plus grinding the food items into most simpler form. I have told you a clay like structure, so it helps to do that. Got it? So this is the formation of the teeth, and this is the function of the teeth in our mouth. Okay, next come to the another peripheral parts in our mouth, that is tongue. Tongue is really important. If we go for tongue, if we observe the tongue, the most front part, it is sweet in taste, then it is sour in taste, then it is bitter in taste, and it is the tasteless. So in this way, different parts works or different parts functions are different. Sweet, sour, bitter. So different parts functions are different. So in this way we can get the taste of the food. Got it? Or it is spicy. Okay, so in this way we get the taste of the food items through the tongue, and it also helps to move the food items from this side that side and take a proper lump of the clay of our food. Got it? So it's all about the buccal cavity. Now come to the food pipe. Okay, food pipe is the another main part of our digestive system that works as a way of the food items. We know that food pipe, or the another name is esophagus, right? Esophagus. Okay, esophagus or food pipe works as a way. What way? And because it is adjoining two main parts of the digestive system, from buccal cavity, then it comes to the large sac, that is stomach. Got it? So that's why it makes a pipe-like structure, and it's said as food pipe because food is moving inside it. Now, if we go through this portion, how it looks like? It is like this with a thick bladder-shaped structure. Okay. Now, suppose the food particle is coming and it is quite heavy and quite a large lump, and it is moving here. So, when it will move here, it will not change its shape. It will remain same. Then how it is possible to move the food through the pipe? That time, the pipe is so elastic. Okay, and for that purpose, the pipe will move according to the movement of the food item. So it means when the food will move into it, it will look like this. Got it? It means this food pipe is elastic. According to the lump of the food item, it takes its own shape. Got it? So that's why the process of elasticness of the food pipe or the esophagus according to the lump of the food that is moving into it, this process is known as the peristalsis. Okay, peristalsis, peristalsis. So peristalsis is the process of elasting the food pipes or esophagus according to the lump of the food. Okay, so the esophagus or the food pipes, it is the function, no other function is present, and it is also, of course, it is also enzymes are present, means the salivary juice or any other juice is present, and that's why it makes us slippery. There is no other holes or no other tissues are present, means no other holes or projections are there, those which can take the nutrients. There is no chance to absorb the nutrients absorbs from the stomach or from the small intestine, not from stomach, from small intestine, nutrients are absorbed from the food items. So till now the food is coming through it, no absorption is happened. So at first the buccal cavity, I have told this function, but the name I have not told. In the buccal cavity, when the food is intaking, this process is known as ingestion. Ingestion. Okay, and when the food is mixing along with the saliva and the teeth is grinding it, this entire process is known as mastication. Mastication. So taking in the food items in the buccal cavity, it is called ingestion, and making the food from complex substance to simpler substance and make a mound of it is known as the mastication. Okay, from mastication it has taken or it has engulfed in the food pipe. Now come to the main sac of the digestive system, that is the stomach. So let's go for it. Food pipe is completed. Now come to number 3, stomach. Stomach is a large sac-like structure. You can observe it easily, and if you go for it inside it, it is also a thick layer of skin is present, a very thick layer. Why you know? Because here a diluted acid is present. Which acid? That is HCl or hydrochloric acid. Now, hydrochloric acid. Got it? So when the food comes into it, automatically this hydrochloric acid helps to digest itself. It makes most moist, and it helps to takes out the another or breaks down the another nutrients. What I'm just telling. Okay, I have told that at the outside or outer layer of the stomach, it is quite thicker. What for? Because acid is present, and we know that acid is not good for our skin. When any acid comes in contact of our body, we feel wound. Okay, and the severe problem can occur if it happens or if it comes in contact of our body. And this the inside layer of the inner layer of the stomach is quite thick, means it has the ability or it has the capability to hold the diluted hydrochloric acid inside it in a proper way, so that we cannot feel or in our body we cannot suffer any kinds of diseases, or no problem can be occur. That's why it is made, and it contains lots of protein into it, protein substances into it. Not only that, few calcium is also present into it. Okay, so we can see here the inner wall of the stomach contains along with it calcium plus protein. And we know that calcium is the hard part of our body, just like the bones, teeth, all those taken has the calcium. So in the same way, few amount of the calcium, it is not hard, it is not telling that the stomach is hard. No, stomach is also sophisticated, but it takes few amount of the or the basic amount of the calcium, so that it could be react with the HCl and can the internal part of the stomach in a proper way. Got it? So that's why calcium and protein, listen to me, calcium and protein, that's why it is present at the inner wall, and the wall is quite thicker than the another part of the digestive system. Understand? Now, when the food particles has come into it and it has melted here, and it makes quite more sophisticated and just totally mashy. There is no other smaller, quite smaller, or bigger, some smaller, some bigger substance. No, all are same. It has made, because the diluted hydrochloric acid has made it. Okay, and what has break down? It has break down the protein. Got it? The protein has broken down here. So when they break down the proteins, the protein becomes here as amino acid. Right? So all the proteins, those which are present in the food, all those are broken down in the stomach. Got it? And when the protein broken down, it has made as amino acid. So first of all, we read in the buccal cavity which nutrient was broken down. Carbohydrate, right? And carbohydrate comes as a glucose. After that, so we can say carbohydrate to glucose we got it. And number two, protein. Now, and protein broken down and it makes us amino acid. Got it? Now, when the food has got the amino acid and protein has already broken down, and it has come, the time has come to for the absorption. So here, what has completed? The complete digestion process is completed. So digestion occurs in the stomach. So first of all, ingestion, then it has taken the digestion. Now come to the point of the absorption, where it will be absorbed. Look, we have taken ingestion completed, mastication completed, then proper digestion completed. When the food is digested, then what is the next part? Of course, absorption, because from there the nutrients are already digested. Now we have to take out from there. Got it? Now the food item is moving from this side through this pipe, and this portion is quite thicker. So when it moves through this pipe, suppose from here it is coming, that time here a gland is present now, the large gland of our body. What is that? That is liver, right? So from liver a kind of juice come and added with this part. Kind of juice through this pipe, through this gallbladder pipe, it comes and it is joined over here to digest what nutrient? To digest fats. So from liver, which enzymes we get or which juice we get? From liver we get bile juice. Got it? From liver, bile juice. And there is also another organ. What is this? This portion? Pancreas. No? Pancreas. So from pancreas also a kind of juice comes out. What is that? So we can write here pancreas. From pancreas comes out pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice. Okay. So bile juice and pancreatic juice, and we have already know that fats will be digested or fats will be broken down by which juice? That is from liver, the bile juice. Okay. Now the time for digesting the fats. It has completed carbohydrate. It has completed protein. It will complete the fats. So no other nutrients. This main nutrient will be left. Got it? Now, when the bile juice is breaking down the fats over here, the fats are broken and it is made as fatty acids plus glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so it means from carbohydrate, when it broken down, it makes or it changes in our body as glucose. When protein broken down, it came in our body as amino acids. And when fats broken down with the help of the bile juice, then it came as fatty acids and glycerol. Got it? So in this way, all those food nutrients has broken down. After that, now the food is coming through the pipe and pancreatic juice. The question can go, sir, what about the pancreatic juice? Pancreatic juice helps to digest the protein. How is it? Because I have already told that protein is digested here. So what about the protein again? I am telling you. So pancreatic juice help to broken down the protein that is left over. It means that when HCl was trying to digest all the protein nutrients, at that time few of the protein were left to be digested. Few of the protein to be left. If there is no left, so there is no option to digest by the pancreatic juice, no function. But if there is, that time the pancreatic juice, all those very leftover proteins used to digest again. Got it? And it makes the amino acids. Okay. So it means that there is no problem to understand that first. So completely all the nutrients have digested. First of all, the carbohydrate completely digested, then semi-digested protein here, then completely digested fats here with the help of bile juice, then completely the leftover protein was digested here in the same way, whereas the fat was digested at the same time, the protein was also digested with the help of the pancreatic juice. Okay, so it means all the proteins, all the nutrients digestion is completed. Now the time is for the absorption. Got it? Where it will be? I have told in the small intestine absorption starts. So let's go for it. Now come to the inside part of a small intestine. Small intestine absorption. Small intestine absorption. Okay, look at the figure of it. If you look at the internal part of the inner structure, inner layer of the internal part of this small intestine, you will observe that lots of tiniest finger-like projections are present. Okay, through naked eye it will not be seen, through our open eye it will not be seen. If you take the electron microscope, you will observe that such type of projections are present, and those projections are totally covered. If we take one projection from here in a bigger way, just like this, it is totally covered with the blood vessels. So lots of blood vessels are present on it, totally surrounded from both sides. It is totally surrounded here and there, and those blood vessels are connected, these faces are connected with the projections. These projections, finger-like projections, are known as villas in singular form, and villi in plural form. Okay, so villas or villi, these are the villi, those which helps to absorb the nutrients. How? Look, when there is a problem, suppose I'm telling on a road, suppose a road or a street, got it, and your school bus is moving. That time, suppose this road is totally blank, means nothing is there, not a single vehicle is there, only your bus is moving. Got it? So how it will move? It will move very faster because there is no traffic. Got it? Now, if I say that they have heavy traffic on the street, so how the bus will move? The bus will face the problem to move. Got it? Somewhere it will stop, then again it will go, then stop, then again it will go. So it means that the movement will be in a problem. In the same way, you just think this road is totally full of crowdness. Then when the food particles will move from it, so what it will happen? Few of the particles will be stuck over there in the middle of it, in the middle of the projections. Got it? It means that when the food pipe, when through the food pipe, the food particles will move, all that free time, all those food particles will be attached or will be stuck in the middle of those finger projections or the villis. Got it? So when it will stuck, from then the absorption of the nutrients has started. So automatically from that very molecules, the villis used to start to absorb the food items into it, and all those food nutrients are goes through the blood vessels to our blood, and we know that blood circulation means all the food nutrients are moving into our whole part of our body, it is moving. Got it? So that's why these villis works, or these villis is means vital, it is vital. Without villis we cannot expect for a good digestion. Villis function is must, because villis ultimately do the last work. What is the work? That is absorption of the important nutrients from the food items that we have eaten that very time. Got it? So when they used to absorb the nutrients, then it mixes with the RBC or the food blood. I'm just taking the blood, and when it goes for the plasma in the blood, then it moves or circulates throughout our body, and our body gets nourished because they have got their own food, their nutrients. Understand? So in this way, the food items from food items the absorption process held. So we can see that in small intestine absorption. Now with carbohydrate, protein, fats, all those very things are taken, then the food used to move from small intestine to large intestine. Here it moves. Got it? Now from here the slowly the food items without the nutrients, except all the vitamins also. Vitamins I have not mentioned any time throughout this video. Vitamins also are taken by these finger projections or the villis. Okay. Now when this item is moving or the food item is moving, that very time what is present here? Water and salt. Water plus salt is also present over here, and that is absorbed by the large intestine. So large intestine also works in the absorption. What it works and what is its function? It absorbs the water and salt from the food item. After that, this solid, again it makes the solid food items or semi-solid, then it comes to our anus, and from there it ejects from our body or ejection. Then the last process it occurs, that is the ejection process. Ejection. So it is the entire part or entire I have already given few of the topic that is not in your book, but I have given from outside, so that outside knowledge is important for reading it more well. Hope you have understand this entire part. The rest part we will read on the next day. At first you read the book and then you go for this chapter, go for this video. Hope you will guys understand everything, and few extra knowledge is also present, because about the nutrients, how it has broken down and what it forms after that. Okay, and which juice helps to do what things, where the absorption held, where the ejection held. So all these things, and the assimilation part is also present. Assimilation part helps mainly in the small intestine. After absorption, when the food nutrients is mixed with the blood vessels, mixed with the blood, that is the assimilate. Assimilate means mixing. The nutrients is absorbed by the villis, and those nutrients are mixed with the blood. That is the assimilation. Okay, so this is the entire process, entire part of the human digestive system. After that, we will read few another animals digestive system on the next day. Got it? You read and you just enjoy this video. Hope you will understand everything. Thank you. Bye.